yes. Oh, right, yeah, there were a few deaths. A couple of deaths, forgot about that. Well, let's, look around. Oh, man. Hopefully there's a lot of voices here. Hopefully I remember mostly. What's this game about? So basically, I am in a school, and I've been locked in a school with basically a bunch of, like, savants of various skill sets. And, we have to kill each other to escape, but if anyone discovers that you've killed someone, then you get killed. And it's last one standing lives. So, yeah. Here we go. Let's, gotta remember the controls. Oh, I've no idea what I was doing for the voices for all these people, but we'll start with my new favorite character who's still alive, Kyoko Kirigiri. Before we start searching for Sayaka's killer, we need to decide what to do about securing the crime scene. That's logical. What do you mean? You're thinking of putting someone on guard duty so nobody can disturb the area, aren't you? After all, if the culprit decides to destroy the evidence, we're pretty much screwed. In that case, I don't mind doing it. I'd like having to think anyway. We should have two people on it, that way we don't accidentally put the culprit in charge of securing the crime scene, I would think. I'll let you guys figure out who killed that chick. Okay, then we can let Mondo look after the scene. Well, no, we can't just leave him there alone. What? Why the hell not? Isn't it obvious? If you were the culprit, what's the first thing you would do? By volunteering for guard duty, you're in a position to destroy all the evidence you want. What? Fuck you! Fine, then. I'll stay there, on guard duty as well. That way there's no problem. Two-player co-op, base defense with the two of them. With their stats, they're totally OP. Since we won't be able to help investigate, we're putting our faith in the rest of you. I'm still pretty freaked out, but I'll try. Okay, well, good we got that hammered out. Hey, Mondo, what do you think of this whole thing? Is this really happening?
Don't fuck with me.
Screw that piece of shit bear. Insightful. Incisive, insightful, concisive. Even. Maybe even conciseful? I don't think that's a word.
Huh?
Him, I was doing like a stoner voice, right? What's going on? Yeah, Fumi? Consciousness has crashed. Restarting now. Please wait a moment. Alright, so you guys seem to generally be kind of useless. I bet you are probably cool and collected. So you finally noticed.
Crap.
Noticed what? I was looking through the Monokuma file we received. And I noticed something very obvious and very unusual. Huh? What are you talking about? So what do you think of the game so far? I've arrived a little late to the playthrough. So far it's decent. It's been pretty slow so far. We haven't, I don't think, even really engaged with the primary gameplay loop yet, despite the fact that this is the second stream and the last stream was like, I think like 4 or 5 hours long. But so it's a slow burn. But as I understand it, it's kind of similar to Ace Attorney gameplay-wise. Go ahead, take a look. Notice anything interesting about where Sayaka died? She died in Makato's dorm. See, that's a coincidence, believe it or not. Oh, she's right. Then could it be? All at once, everyone's gaze turned to me. Oh, hold on a second. You got it all wrong. For just one night, I traded rooms with her. I did it because she was afraid.
What the heck?
You expect us to believe that? Just tell us the truth. The look on everyone's eyes had done a complete 180 from just a few minutes earlier. The feeling of suspicion and fear had returned, in other words. You think I did it? Yeah, I mean, it doesn't look good for me, that's for sure. I speculated last stream that, the last stream we played this game, that they might think that I did it. Got it looking pretty sus. Yeah. We need to hurry up and figure out who the culprit is. Agreed. If we find out who did it, then only that person dies. But if we get it wrong, then all the rest of us face execution.
What the heck?
That's what this ridiculous school regulation said, right? So stupid. Leon, my man. So, we're really gonna try and figure out who did it? Yes. It's not me, I promise.
What the heck?
I hate this, but still, we don't have a choice. We have to figure out who did it. Or else, we're all dead. Sakura, what do you think of this? We can't run away from the situation, so we have no choice but to move forward. I already talked to Quiet Girl, right?
What should I do?
Someone got right in front of us. They... And, Toko, I'm sure gonna be super friendly. She must be so shocked she can't even open her mouth to talk. A blessing, really. That or she's hiding something. She's pleading the fifth. Anyways, I guess we can look at this. It's a corpse, all right. I gently placed my hand on Junko's lifeless body. I touched her wrist to check for a pulse, like they do in movies and stuff, but I have no idea what I'm doing. She really is dead. There wasn't anything else to say. She was gone. I don't know why I even bothered to check after those injuries and losing that much blood. Besides, even if she were still alive, we certainly don't have the medical equipment to deal with such wounds in any case. Frankly, I'd be shocked if she did survive something like that. Hold on. Hold on! Just, oh, wait a second. She's dead. Then that means everything that happened so far is real? Is that a joke or whatever? Is it really real? Hell no! Someone save me! Let me out of here! Somebody help me!
What's your problem?
You just now accepting that?
So then,
Are we all done talking? We need to begin our investigation soon. At this point, we should just split up. We need to get to the bottom of this and find out who killed Sayaka. We'll have to collect clues to form a foundation, then construct an argument to come to a final decision. If we get this wrong,
so
we do... Well, do I really have to say any more?
actually,
I'd rather you didn't, know.
goodbye.
Everyone pray for good luck. With that, Kyoko hurried out of the gym.
Goodbye.
I'll be going too. And just like Kyoko, he was gone before we realized it.
Yo.
Oh yeah, I'm on guard duty, huh? I'd better head to the scene of the crime. Ah, that's right.
Hey, damn it.
Let me just say this right now. If whatever son of a bitch did this is here right now, and they're thinking of destroying that evidence,
You're fucking
they'd
dead.
better not let me find him. I'll skip the trial and cave their goddamn skull in myself. Judge, jury, and executioner. That's the Mondo way. I'm serious, I will fuck them up. Letting his deadly words hang in the air, he and Sakura ran off.
So,
But I mean, we're not detectives or anything, you know? And we're gonna investigate a murder? How do we even do something like that?
anyway,
You don't really have to do anything in particular. We already know who killed Sayaka. What are you implying?
this is
was you. I'm telling you, it was not me. Don't come any closer. You're gonna kill me next. No, I don't really have an incentive structure to do that, because if I did kill you, well, let's suppose I am the killer. If I am the killer, I just need to get away with it at this point. I don't need to kill other people, unless I think that'll help me get away with it. But I'm not the killer anyway, so I'm not gonna kill you. It's not my nature. But, well, I guess it wouldn't hurt to give it a shot. It's not for sure that Makoto's guilty yet. That's true. We may as well at least check. We may as well at least check, just to check, you know? Even if I wanted to, I couldn't help investigate. Wait, why not? I'm not good with blood. It takes one glimpse, I black out. Is there not a bleeding corpse in this very room?
Oh, yeah?
Whatever. I don't think anyone was expecting much from you anyway. Alright, I guess I better get going. Well, wait, don't go yet. You have to hear me out! But it was pointless. Everyone had already left. And their parting looks at me had still been filled with suspicion. Does everyone really think I'm the killer? Me? Little old me? How did it turn out like this? Seriously, they've got it all wrong. Why do they have to suspect me? I have to do something. Otherwise, everyone will.
Execution is execution. Execution!
Yeah.
Electric chair. Zzz, zzz, poison gas. Torn apart like a paper plane in a hurricane.
I can't let that happen. Can't let things turn out the way Monokuma wants. All I have to do is find out who really did it. Who really killed Sayaka. Investigate. I guess I should look through the Monokuma file we got before. The victim was Sayaka Miyazono. The time of death is estimated to be around 1:30 a.m. The body was discovered in Makoto's room in the dormitory. All evidence suggests that the death took place in the bathroom. The cause of death was a stab wound to the abdomen. There was also an injury to her right wrist. Specifically, the wrist appears to have suffered a fracture. Oh, we have no choice but to push forward if we want to find out what happened. Somehow I have to find out the truth, so that we can all survive. And for Sayaka, I have to find out how she was killed. Monokuma file number 1 has been added to the Truth Bullets section of your handbook. Ooh, that sounds cool. That sounds metal. Truth Bullets! Coming this summer, the hit album Truth Bullets from the hit band Golden Dentures. Alright, I mean, I don't think anything... I mean, to be clear, chat, this is not the death we're investigating. We're investigating a different death. She was actually executed by the authorities in question, so we don't need to worry about her. She had us coming, is basically what I'm trying to say. What do you know? Aren't you going to help investigate, Chihiro? I mean, yes, but what if you were the killer? But, oh, I got the voices mixed up. My apologies. But I can't just leave Junko here. I feel sorry for her. I have to stay with her. Ace Attorney has the court record, and Danganronpa has Truth Bullets. Coming from Ace Attorney, Truth Bullets are always seen as a little over the top to me. Fair enough. Oh, no way! I seriously don't want to die here. Yeah, welcome to the panic attack we were all having like several days ago, Yasuhiro. I'm begging you, God, Buddha, Mother Earth, God of Space, King Neptune, help me. If you're gonna pray to the Greek pantheon, you should probably pray to Zeus. Or really, I mean, maybe Hades would be more appropriate, given the that we're dealing with death here. I don't care who it is, just get me out of here. Hiro doesn't seem prepared to do any kind of investigating right now. Too many cooks in the kitchen anyway. Alright, let's get out of here. Should go to the scene, I imagine. Get me out of here. First of all, I should head to the scene of the crime. My room. We won't make any progress without investigating there. So I headed to my room where Sayaka's corpse still remained. I better examine the state of my room a little closer. That might reveal something new. Okay. Ooh, what are these? Keys! There's a key on the ground. It has my name on it. So this must be my room key. If I remember correctly... Ah, that's right. We'll have to trade keys. When we switched rooms, we switched keys too. So Sayaka would have had the key here in my room the entire time. But wait, if that's true, then... How did the killer get into the room in the first place? Ah, locked room mystery. Could Sayaka have forgotten to lock the door? Unlikely. She was very paranoid that night. It would be unlike her to make such a blunder. No, that seems impossible. The same goes for you. The same goes for you, Sayaka. No matter who it is, don't open your door for anyone. Even if I'm super sure it's you, I'll absolutely won't open it. Otherwise, what's the point of even switching? After saying that, there's no way she would have forgotten to lock it, or opened it for any reason. Well, maybe she dropped the key somewhere, and someone else grabbed it or something. No, that's not possible either. Sayaka was here when we switched rooms. She was in here when we switched rooms. And with how scared she was, she wouldn't have gone walking around. So she couldn't have dropped it. So how did the killer... Switching rooms has been added to the truth bullets section of your handbook. Interesting. Got a sword. Evidence of a struggle, perhaps. This is the replica sword I brought back for self-defense. I feel like at least one of those gods would be quite miffed that he's praying to other gods. Yes, gods can be quite jealous, as stated in El Commandments. I don't see ya, Alex. Yeah, Jackbox is tomorrow, so look forward to that. Does this mean it was used in the attack somehow? And plus, it's been taken out of its sheath. I hadn't actually looked at the blade itself till now. Shouldn't be surprised it's coated in gold too. On top of that, some of the gold coating has come off of parts of the blade and the handle. Yeah, the handle especially is missing a lot of its coating. I remember the coating sticks to you even if you touch it a little bit. Replica sword has been added to the truth bullets section of your handbook. What relevance could the lint roller possibly have? Huh. Looking at the lint roller, it looks like there's way less than there was before. So I guess I must have used a new sheet or something. Did Sayaka see how dirty my room was and decide to clean up a little? Maybe. Okay, the table's been knocked over. There are scratches and... Oh, never mind, looking at the scratches. There are scratches and gouges on my walls and my bed. Is that evidence of a struggle? So not killed in her sleep then, most likely. It looks like there must have been some kind of fight in my room. Damn it, I was right there in the other room. If only I'd heard something. Wait. That would not have been possible. Huh? What, are these soundproof? Don't you remember? All of our rooms are completely soundproof. So something could have happened in the room right next to you, and there's no way you could know. The lint roller must have done it. It's a theory.
Well,
Perhaps this was another of Monokuma's strategies, creating an ideal setting for murder. Probably. Evidence of a struggle has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. Okay. What's up with the bed? Alright, same thing as before. What do you two make of this? Sakura, do you think I'm guilty too?
hey,
I try not to make assumptions like that. I simply don't know whether or not you did this. Whatever decision the rest of you come up with, I will follow your lead. I see. Enforcer, not a grand strategist. Good to know.
by the way,
You know, I realized something while I was on guard duty. The killer could have already destroyed some evidence, right? Before anyone found the body. Yeah, certainly. Fix the crime scene a bit. There's a trash room here in the dorms, right? They could have tossed some stuff in there. Yeah, that's definitely possible.
you son of a bitch.
That dirty bastard. And who raises their hand to a woman is scum. That deserves death. That's what my brother taught me.
You're fucking dead.
So if I ever find that son of a bitch that did this, I'm gonna pound his goddamn face in. But what if it was a girl that did it? Just theoretically.
Yo,
That all gets sorted out when the time comes. Alright, oh, my, actually good detective partner. Kyoko! Hi! Yo, now that my, girl I was trying to, hit on is dead, I think you and we got some chemistry. We can work together on these murders. Granted, you're so clever. You could probably kill and get away with it. I'll keep an eye on you. Hey, Kyoko! I quietly called her name while she was investigating the area. But
What are you doing? Isn't it obvious?
No, not really.
I'm searching.
for what specifically?
Searching?
She was down on her knees, carefully inspecting every inch of my room.
Did you lose a contact or something?
I don't know what she's doing exactly, but she seems to be concentrating pretty hard on it. But a few seconds later, she suddenly stood up, straight, and said,
Listen,
"Are you a clean freak?" Huh? No, I don't think so, but... What? I think you're cool, but that also means you could have killed someone. Yeah, basically. Nodding, she glanced around my room one more time.
I see.
Interesting. What's interesting?
Hey,
Just as I suspect, there's something very unusual about your room. Unusual, you say? Do elaborate. Unusual? What do you mean?
so
I've searched your floor from one corner to another, and I didn't find one single strand of hair. Might that indicate a killer with a lot of hair that made sure to clean up after themselves? Or someone with hair that is very distinctive compared to the other people here. Someone with white hair, perhaps! That's an unusual hair color for our age demographic. Really?
indeed.
Not one hair from the victim, not one hair from you, even though you've been living here. You know, now that you mentioned, I noticed something while I was looking around before. It looked like the lint roll in my room had been used, but I never touched it. Could someone have used it to...
I see.
Very interesting. Your room didn't have a single hair in it, and someone used your lint roller without your knowledge. In other words, someone other than you came in and scrubbed your room clean. At least 2 people here have white hair. Who's the other one? Was it Sayaka or the killer?
Well,
It's the question, isn't it? Makoto's room cleanliness has been added to the Truth Bolt section of your handbook. Alright, can we look in the bathroom? Sounds like pretty good evidence that the lint roller is the killer. It's a theory, for sure. Sakura has white hair. Does she? I'm gonna press X to doubt on that. I should look around here first. I can check out the spots later. I already looked around here super thoroughly. Oh, what's the deal over here? The notepad is still here, but I don't think it's relevant right now. What about the cameras? A surveillance camera. The mastermind must be using them to keep an eye on everything that's happening here. They don't do anything to stop what's happening. They just keep on watching. Oh yeah, Sakura, yeah. True. She was right there this whole time. Alright, I looked at that. That's keys. Oh, anything in the trash can? No? Didn't discard anything there? I can look at the kind of holder for the sword. It's the display stand the sword was on. It's not relevant to the case. What about the sheath? This is the replica sword I brought back for self-defense. Okay, well that's just the sheath. So, okay. Wait, the sheath got scratched. Oh, hold on. The sheath got scratched. Even if someone used the sword during the struggle, it doesn't make sense for the sheath to be damaged. I mean, if you're gonna attack someone with a sword, the first thing you do is unsheath it. A heavy sheath like this would only get in the way. It could just slide off in the middle of the fight. So why are there scratches on the sheath? Perhaps someone was bludgeoning the victim with the sheath. Replica sword sheath has been added to the Truth Bolt section of your handbook. Okay. What else have we got here? I mean, there's like the PA system. This is one of the monitors Monokuma appears on right now. It's just showing the school crest. I see. The lint roll used the sheath to kill her. It's a bit far-fetched, but I like your creativity. Hello, Madka. We're investigating a murder right now. Have any bright ideas? I'd love to hear them. I think it's like everything that we can investigate here. Alright, can I go into the restroom now? I should look around here first. Okay, never mind. What have I not looked at? Didn't look at the. Well, I talked to Sakura. I talked to everyone. Maybe I need to talk to Kyoko again.
Hey,
Just as I suspected, something very unusual about your room. Wouldn't you agree? Let's see what happens if we don't press her on that. Nothing. What am I missing here? I mean, maybe these scratches are relevant? There are scratches and gouges on my walls and bed. Is that evidence of a struggle? Yes. Yes, it is. Was in some kind of fight. Okay. Rooms are completely soundproof. Remember, if anything happened here, there's no way you could know.
Well.
Perhaps this was another Monokuma strategy creating an ideal setting for murder. Perhaps. Anything on the ceiling relevant? Anything on the floor? What else can I look at? Press tab to see all the objects you interact with. I think that's the right button. Ah, yes. Hold on. Oh wait, there's something... There's two things there. Sakura. So this PA system, Sakura, we already did that. Door, we can't do that yet. Oh, we didn't look in the drawers yet. The toolkit is still inside the drawer. I don't see any evidence that it's been used at all. Which makes sense, I guess. I mean, it's mine, and I haven't had any reason to open it. I can't even imagine a situation where I'd need a toolkit like this.
Yo.
Yeah, seriously. Oh, Mondo.
What?
We ain't exactly in the mood to be building a fucking furniture, right? So you haven't used yours either, then?
What?
Not just me, nobody's busted theirs out yet as far as I know. Actually, we were talking about it yesterday.
By the way,
None of the guys have opened their toolkits yet, because, like, why the hell would we? Toolkit has been added to the Truth Bullet section of your handbook. Interesting. Very interesting. Ah, okay, I see. What's this? Got here, who's dead? Idle girl, yep. That's correct. Were the suspects mostly me? Yeah. Alright, and now can I investigate the bathroom? The bathroom. And on the other side of this door... No. I can't let it get to me. I can't afford to freeze up now. Forcing myself to push my panic down, I stepped into the bathroom. Looking at her made it painfully clear it wasn't a dream or an illusion. She had lost everything that made her, her. Sayaka. All at once I was overcome with dizziness, nausea, urge to burst into tears. I can't hesitate now. Why did Sayaka have to die? I have to uncover the truth. I have to find out what happened. I wanted to give up. I wanted to collapse. But that thought held me up and supported me. Well, guess we'll look at her states. Let's see. I told myself I simply couldn't face what I saw, but now's no time to think like that. I pulled out the Monokuma file to verify what it said about her body. Some sort of sharp object has been thrust into her stomach. That must have been the killing blow. But whatever they used to kill her, where'd they get it? That's definitely something I should look into later. Also, according to the Monokuma file, Sayaka's right wrist is broken. Her wrist does look swollen and bloody, that's for sure. Yeah, that's right. She was a good kid, a good girl. And you chat last time, you thought she was gonna kill me. I bet you feel bad about yourself now. You should. I believed in her. You should have believed in her too. But now she's dead. We can't believe in her anymore. Anyways. But there's something sort of glittery there on her wrist, too. Right there, where her wrist is all swollen, there's something glittery. That definitely concerns me. The sword. Another thing that concerns me. Okay, so hold on. So that clearly is like the gold from the sword. Which means... I'm trying to think how that would happen. Like, if she was handling the sword, it seems to me unlikely she would get it on her wrist, because it has to touch, I think. Right, you would have to be really bad with the sword for that to happen. To me, it's more likely someone was swinging it at her and hit her in the wrist. Likely. Because it's just it's not like a real, like, sharp sword. The sheath we know is objectively heavy. Perhaps they swung with the sheath still on it, and that hit her wrist, the weight of which broke her wrist. The force of which, technically. The one that you should have been suspicious of was the lint roller, not Sayaka. Exactly. Alright, another thing that concerns me is... there's some blood on her left index finger, but that's it. Alright, where's the message written out in her own blood? Let's find it. The palms of both her hands are totally spotless, so how come only her left finger? Were there scratches on the sheath? There was, yes. The sheath has taken damage, so the sheath was involved in the fight. That much is certain. Sayaka's wrist has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. The stab wound in her stomach is what killed her, so when she broke her wrist, that must have happened earlier on. I mean, how would her wrist get broken after she'd already been killed? Well, I mean, your bones don't become like titanium or something as soon as you die. But it is true, the killer, once she was dead, wouldn't really have in theory, shouldn't have a motive to try to break her wrist after that point. Any cast members proficient in swordplay? I think, who's that one girl? The buff girl, I think, maybe. She's a combatant. I can't remember if it's swordplay specifically or not. So it's very possible she broke her wrist during the struggle. Rigor mortis set it instantly and made her corpse invincible, of course. The knife must have been the thing to scratch the sheath, so wouldn't she be the one with the sword? See, that's it's a bit of a contradiction that we're going to have to square at some point, because on the one hand, yes, the knife is undoubtedly the murder weapon, so the killer must have had the knife, which means the logical deduction is that the sword got scratched from the knife, meaning that Sayaka had the sword at the time. However, that doesn't quite square. If she was wielding the sword, we have evidence that the sword specifically hit her on the wrist. If she was the one wielding the sword, it seems unlikely to me that that would occur. It's certainly not with enough force to break her wrist. So it's a conundrum, that's for sure. You think Sakura's trained with her fists? Probably. But it's not uncommon for martial artists to train in multiple disciplines, so she might have some sword skills too. After that, the killer cornered her in the bathroom, where they inflicted the deadly wound. Okay, anything else I can look? Oh, we got a message. I looked past Sayaka to the wall behind her, and there I saw... What? Okay, what's that? Is that upside down or mirrored? Upside down, that says Leon. Mirrored, that's a code, 73011. Interesting. Oh, we have a new follower! Thanks for the follow, Wizard. Hope you're enjoying yourself today on the stream. Okay. So, immediately Leon's jumping up as a possible contender. Unless this is actually a code. Written in blood with the numbers 11037. Oh yeah, 7. Okay. Sorry. I forgot that 7 isn't... That's not a mirrored... Those aren't mirrored numbers, those are just normal numbers. So it's either 11037, or I think more likely, because you can see that little, like, diagonal swoosh there on the 2 1s. I think that's Leon upside down. Did Sayaka do this? 11037. I mean, if it's not a code, I think we can assume it's the name. So we'll want to see if we can find something that the code unlocks to rule out the idea that it's a name. Anything else about you? No. Or it's a Z turned 90 degrees? I guess. That's not impossible. Okay. I think that's everything we're gonna learn here. It's either Leon or 11037. I don't... Oh, hold on. Shower? Did she take a shower? The water for the showers gets turned off at nighttime. Oh, I guess that might be relevant to the case. I guess we'll go.
It would seem...
Looks like you found it, right, Mikoto? The bloody numbers? The bloody numbers? That's most likely Sayaka's dying message. I want to go for dying message. I don't think they're numbers. Because here's the other thing, chat. There's that little, like, slash thing between... Oh, man, hold on. There's two ways of looking at this. Because there's a slash thing between the one. If it's numbers, there's no reason for that to be there. Unless Sayaka wrote out a code of numbers. Killer thought, that's interesting. If I just put a slash there, that happens to spell Leon out, and took advantage to frame Leon. Which is why the slash doesn't quite match up with the rest of the numbers. Because otherwise, if I was writing out an N, right? I'm going to start on one side and zigzag in a continuous motion. I'm not going to write out two lines and then put a slash between, typically. But the fact that she, like, ran out of blood, like, halfway through seems indicative of the fact that it might have been 1-1 and then slash later, which is a weird way to write an N. Or, hear me out on this, it was a normal N. The killer, who we would assume is Leon at that point, then notices, oh no, she wrote my name on the wall, and tries desperately to scrub out the slash that makes the N to turn it into a code. Okay, there's a lot of ways of looking at this. But for now, we'll talk about the dying message. What do you mean by dying message? Played through this so many times, it's refreshing to hear all the theories. Well, I'm glad of that, for sure.
So...
It's something a victim writes right before they die, usually as a way to tell people who killed them. The way I see it, I think right now we need to entertain like any plausible theories. Have an open mind, and I think that'll get us to an answer, hopefully. We don't have to rule something out prematurely. But generally, whoever writes it doesn't make it totally obvious. They'll either write it somewhere the killer wouldn't notice, or write it out in code or something. Wow, that's pretty incredible.
Hey.
Have you ever heard of Ellery Queen? Who? Never mind. Ellery Queen. Might look into that. True, all answers are valid till proven wrong. Yes. Okay, I think that's everything we can learn from in here. I should hear what Kyoko has to say. Without the dying message. Oh, okay.
It would seem...
You saw the bloody numbers in the bathroom, right? That's most likely Sayaka's dying message. Well, let's talk about bloody numbers. I'm not convinced they're numbers. I've never seen something written in blood before. It really was her final message. It's as if she wrote it with life itself.
Right.
You often talk like an aspiring poet. But the numbers she wrote, what do they mean? 11037? I have no idea what that could possibly mean.
So...
The way she wrote the numbers makes me think she wanted to use her body to block them. If she wrote them in that location, while she was sitting in the way we found her, it means she must have wrote them by turning only her hand towards the wall. This is good info, Kyoko, because that means Leon, while it's upside down from our perspective, would have been right side up from her perspective as she wrote it. Okay. If you were to write something in that position, do you know what the result would be? The result? Looking it up, Ellery Queen is both the name of the main character in a detective novel series and also the pseudonym of the writer of the series. Oh, that's neat. Maybe I'll add that to my collection of books to read.
Well?
Think about it. You're not gonna tell me?
Makoto.
You need to uncover the mystery of this case yourself. Why me, though? Like, why me? Like, collectively, we all need to know the answer. Why are you singling me out? Otherwise, the case will end and you'll remain unconvinced. Oh, I see. You're saying, oh, if you just tell me, it's gonna be less convincing than if I come to the answer myself. Fair enough. I have no idea what you're trying to say, but it's obvious you're not going to tell me. Dying message has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. It sounds like Kyoko knows what Sayaka's dying message means, but honestly, I have no idea. Oh, I know who I should talk to. When it comes to numbers, who better to ask than the ultimate programmer?
Makoto.
There's one other thing I wanted to ask you about. Do you know how the door to your bathroom got broken? It was broken when I got here. Previous tenant, I guess. Not sure why or how. Broken? You mean how it gets stuck.
What?
Gets stuck? Yeah, I guess I'm the only one. But the door doesn't fit in the frame quite right. When I first tried to use it, I thought it was just locked. But once you learn the trick, it opens no problem. Bathroom door frame has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook.
Correct.
So the door doesn't quite fit the frame, huh? But actually, I'm referring to the broken doorknob. Huh. The doorknob.
That's right.
You didn't notice? Well, just try closing the bathroom door. I'm sure you'll see right away what I'm talking about. I did what Kyoko said and shut the bathroom door. Huh? The doorknob. It's missing? What the heck? The doorknob's practically about to fall off. Why is it like this?
It would seem...
Someone must have used a screwdriver or something similar to unscrew. Ooh, screwdriver. So does that mean... Now, I'm not sure if it's confirmed if the... Because all of the men have toolkits. In theory, that means we should. If an actual screwdriver was used... And, let's also preface this... Well, okay, hold on. This doesn't necessarily prove as much as I think it does, because there would have been a toolkit in this room. I'm not sure if they're, like, tamper-proof, in that if we would know if a given toolkit was opened or not. Probably not, because that, unless it's just got, like, plastic wrap or something. If it's sealed in, like, that sort of regard. Otherwise, there was a toolkit in this room, so the fact that a toolkit may have been used doesn't really prove anything, does it? Whatever it was, it's obvious this was intentional. What? It was intentional? Why would someone want to do that?
So...
I guess maybe they're trying to get the door unlocked and ended up breaking the whole thing. Okay. See, this is actually good, because that's evidence that somewhat points towards me not being the killer. Because if I was trying to kill her as quickly and efficiently as possible, knowing that I know the trick to the door, I wouldn't have wasted time unscrewing the door on the assumption that, like, it was locked. Does your toolkit still have its screwdriver? I mean, probably. I'm not sure we checked that explicitly. But even if it does still have the screwdriver, that doesn't necessarily prove anything, because you could just put it back when you're done with it. If it doesn't, that would prove something, though. And by prove something, I mean it's prove basically nothing, because if we confirm that the screwdriver came from the toolkit within the room itself, then we can't really draw any conclusions based on that, because anyone could have obtained the screwdriver from the toolkit within the room itself. But my bathroom doesn't have a lock on it. Only the girls' bathrooms can lock, right? She stood there for a while, lost in thought. Then, apparently struck with a sudden realization, she shot a question at me.
Just a second.
I have just one more question for you. You mentioned earlier that your bathroom door would get stuck, right? Did you tell anyone about that? Oh, well, I did tell Sayaka about it last night when we switched rooms. So what you're saying is only you and Sayaka knew about it? Interesting. She had the slightest hint of a smirk on her face. I got the sense that she was really starting to get into all this.
I see.
And that clears that up. Huh? What clears what up? I am so lost.
Goodbye.
Well, see you later. As if forgetting I was ever even there, she suddenly turned and left the room. Bathroom doorknob has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. I still don't really understand any of this, but I've already given my room a good once over. Maybe I should look around somewhere else. I should start looking into where the murder weapon might have come from. And also, I should look into the DVD Sayaka got. With Sayaka dead, I have no choice but to see for myself what was in that video. And on top of that, I'm sure there are some other areas worth checking out too. Maybe I should see what everyone else thinks, if they'll even talk to me, that is.